Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Angela, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I achieved this hairstyle. So basically what I did is I incorporated some Dutch braids with the space bun look to make it a little bit more fun, and I really love the way it turned out actually. And if you don't know how to do Dutch braids, don't worry, I do explain how to do that in this tutorial. And this hairstyle took me about 10 to 15 minutes to do, so if you'd like to see how I achieved it, then just keep watching. Alright, so for today's look, we're going to need a couple different products. First, we're going to need a curling wand because I am going to curl a couple pieces of my hair. My hair is fairly clean. It's actually really clean. Braids work better on dirty, texturized hair, so I'm going to put a couple of curls in there to help it hold the braids better. And then we're going to need just some hairspray. Any hairspray that you have is fine. And then I'm going to be using my texturizing C spray. It's called Ion Summer Solutions. I got this at Sally's a couple of years ago. I'm sure they still have it. If they don't, I'm sure they have another brand that you could get that would work just as good or even better. You could go to Sally's or Ulta for any of these products. And then we're just going to need a brush and a comb. This is a dryer sheet on my brush. If you guys are wondering why I have that there, it helps with static. So if you struggle with staticky hair, that is a good hair hack for you. And then you're going to need bobby pins and rubber bands. So first I'm going to go ahead and curl a couple pieces of my hair. And I'm not going to curl all of my hair because it'll take a really long time because I have thick hair. So I'm just going to curl certain pieces that I know are going to be like falling out a little bit. So I like to curl in when I'm doing up hairstyles. Or updo hairstyles, you know what I mean. So it's just gonna add a little bit more texture and just a little something extra to the look. So I usually just go around like where the hairs frame my face and get those hairs, especially the baby hairs, because those are definitely probably not gonna stay in the braid. Then we're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now that we've gone ahead and curled the pieces that are gonna be framing our face, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and part it where I want it parted for the hairstyle. So you're gonna part it just like you would if you're doing pigtails. And I'm just gonna use my finger for this part. My finger tends to work better than the comb. And then I'm gonna add a couple more curls just to give it a little bit more texture to where the braid's going to be on top. And it really doesn't matter which way you curl since we've already done the ones that are going to frame our face. So I usually do a mixture. And the curls don't have to be perfect because your hair is going to be up anyways. Like I said, it's just to add some texture, so you can do big old chunks like this. And you don't have to hold them for very long either, like you would if you were going to do a hairstyle with your hair down. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now that we've gone ahead and done both sides, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this texturizing spray and I'm going to spray it in my hair, not too much, otherwise it can make your hair feel way dirty and sticky. At least this brand for me does with my hair texture. So the whole goal of texturizing spray is if your hair is too clean, it's going to give it more texture, and it's really going to change the texture of your hair and pretty much make it more workable to do certain hairstyles. So, or see how it just gives it a lot of volume. So if you wanted to wear your hair down, then you can do that too. I am going to tease my hair just a little bit just because it's clean, and adding some tease is going to add more volume and more texture so that the braids stay a little bit better. But not too much because we don't want super tangled hair because that'll be hard to braid. Once we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and part my hair down the back just like I would if I was going to do two normal braids. And I'm going to go ahead and put one in an elastic just like that to get it out of the way while I do the first side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get started with the Dutch braid. So I'm going to see if I can move you guys a little bit closer so I can show you more in depth how to achieve a Dutch braid. Okay guys, so I got you guys a little bit closer. So basically, first of all, what a Dutch braid is it's almost exactly the same thing as a French braid, except you're braiding the opposite way. So with a French braid, you are braiding over, you're taking the strands over and it's kind of bringing the braid in this way. Whereas with the Dutch braid, you're going to braid under. So the braid's gonna pop more and give more of a 3D effect. That's the only difference between a Dutch braid and a French braid. So if you know how to do a French braid, it's the exact same thing, you just go under instead of over. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take just a little bit right here, about this much of my hair, really thin, and then I'm going to part it into 3, just like I would if I was doing a French braid. And then you're gonna braid the first couple of pieces solo without adding any other pieces. So we're gonna go under, under, just like you're doing a normal braid, like maybe 2 times like that. And then once you've gotten your braid started, you're going to take this first strand right here and let it down, and then you're going to add a little piece in. So see, you always have 3 strands because you're adding in to the strands on each side. So once you've added that strand to your hair, you're going to take it under the middle strand and pull it through like that. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you're going to take a piece and add it to the side strand, and you're going to pull it under the middle strand. And then keep doing the same thing. So we're taking this strand, going under. So that's how you know if you're doing it right. You should always have 3 strands. You shouldn't have tons of strands and be getting confused. I know for me, when I first started trying to learn how to teach myself to braid on my own head, it was really hard. So it just takes practice. So always have 3 strands because you're always just adding to the outside strands. You're never adding to the middle strand. So see how this outside strand we're adding here, and then going under the middle strand. And then you're really just repeating this process all the way down. Also too, if there are any baby strands you want to have out, maybe pull them out a little bit so you don't get them all. Otherwise it's kind of hard to pull from a braid that you've already done. Also, when you're doing your braid, make sure you're going back and not down. You want to braid at an angle so that the braid ends up ending towards behind your ear. Alright guys, so once we've reached this point to the ear, right here, we don't need to add this hair in because we're doing a bun anyways, so we don't need to braid all the way down. I am just going to braid a little bit down though, just for now, because I do want to pancake this braid a little bit, and in order to do that, I need to braid down. So if you don't know what pancaking is, I have talked about it in a previous video in my 5 hairstyles for dirty hair tutorial, but pancaking a braid is basically, it doesn't really matter if you do it right here because we're going to pull this out, but I'm just trying to make this part of the braid look bigger and more 3D. So pancaking it is literally just taking the end very slowly. You don't want to pull out too much. You don't want to accidentally pull out your braid. And literally just tugging on it a little bit. Basically it's just like loosening it, but at the same time you're pulling it out and making it bigger. And it's also making the braid a little bit flatter looking, so that's why it's called a pancake braid, because it has this like pancake type 3D effect. So just keep doing that until you are satisfied with the pancake look. You could do it super, super over exaggerated, which is really cool too, or you can just do it a little bit. Once we've done that, until we do this side, I'm gonna take a clear elastic and just wrap it around like this, just to hold it into place for now. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Real quick, to make sure that your braid is going to match and be going the same way, you just wanna make sure that you're taking pretty much the same amount of hair and it's starting and stopping at the same place that the other side is. So see how this braid starts right here? So I started with basically the same amount of hair on each side. Just try to make it as even as possible. So if you didn't want to do the space buns and you just wanted to braid your hair all the way down, you could do that. You could just continue braiding down and then braid it all the way down, and it would all come down into one braid like this on each side. You could just do normal pigtails like that. But I'm going to take it a step further, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and first tie this hair all together. So I'm picking up the hair that was not incorporated into the braid, and I'm going to put it all in a rubber band. And you can use a clear elastic for this. My hair is just really thick, so sometimes the clear elastics break, so I don't like to rely on them to hold my hair because sometimes they snap. So for the base, I'm going to go ahead and just use normal rubber bands, but you can use elastics if you want to. Now that I have those secured, I'm going to take out the braid since it's secured up there. And like if your hair was curled, you could leave it like this. If it was curled, it would look really cute, but I didn't curl all of it. So what I'm gonna do is do the space buns, and it does need some more texturizing spray because my hair is really clean. I just washed it yesterday. So, and then hairspray, and we are going to tease. Teasing is very helpful when your hair is clean. Can you see the difference in the sides? It just creates a lot more volume, and it's going to be easier to get it into the bun and hold the bun as well. So it's pretty much the same concept as the space buns tutorial that I did before, except we're doing it on the bottom. So you're going to wrap it this way away from your ear, and then you're going to take it around like this, kind of tuck the hairs underneath, if you guys can see that. Like I said, my hair is clean, so like the cleaner it is, the harder it kind of is to get it to stay in place. So that's why I did all this pre-stuff. And then I'm gonna take a normal rubber band like this, because like I said, my hair is thick, so I just don't like to rely on the elastics when I'm using really thick pieces of my hair. So I'm going to tie it. And then I'm gonna secure it as well with a bobby pin. A good trick to help bobby pins stay in place better is to spray it lightly and let it sit and dry for 30 seconds or so. I'm gonna do that to a couple of my bobby pins real quick, and then I will show you guys how I finish this. All right, so we're gonna take our hairsprayed bobby pin and use it and pin our hair into place. Also, a big mistake that a lot of people make and don't know, that I didn't know either, is that the bobby pins actually go in your hair this way. So this is the wrong way. You don't want to put it up that way. It's supposed to be upside down because this part is going to hold your hair in. It's hard to explain, but it's actually this side is the way that you're supposed to pin it in. Little fun fact for you. And now that one seems pretty secure, so I don't think I'm going to put any more bobby pins. And I'm just going to hairspray that one into place. And then we are going to do the same thing on the other side. Alright guys, this is the finished look. I'm actually really happy with it, the way it came out, because honestly this was my first time attempting this specific look, and I really like it. It looks like it's really time consuming, it looks like it takes a lot of time, and honestly I think that the only thing that might be challenging is if you don't know how to do braids, or if maybe you need a little bit of practice. I know for me, when I first started trying to practice braiding on myself, it was a little difficult, but once I got the hang of it, it was really easy, and this hairstyle probably took me a total of like 10 to 15 minutes, so not long at all. And yeah, I really love it. I went ahead and touched up a few pieces around my face, the curls, and I did tug a little bit at the bun to like make it look a little bit messy, because if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know I like the messy hair look. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. That is all I have for you today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions for me, please post them in the comment section below. And as always, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because it helps me out. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!